Imagine that Planet Zoo announces that they will add flying birds in the new upcoming update. We would be just so happy, right? But if they actually did that, what birds would we like to see added to the game? Today, I would like to share with you guys my wish list for the flying birds that I would just love to see in Planet Zoo. Hello guys, this is Cesar Creates and welcome back to my channel. You guys really enjoyed my two previous videos from this series where I share with you my wish list for the habitat animals and for the exhibit animals, and today it is time for probably the most requested wish list by you, birds. Really, the comment section was filled with questions about birds. Okay, I hear you, and that's why I decided to record this video today. But before we'll move to the wish list, here is a little disclaimer. Planet Zoo has not confirmed that we'll ever get flying birds. That's why I would like to ask you not to get your hopes too high, and I would not like this video to contribute any further to the birds hysteria that I have seen going on various social media. However, if Planet Zoo ever decides to add birds, perhaps in a walkthrough exhibit or in Planet Zoo 2 in few years, if we will ever get it, those are the birds that I would just love to see. This video won't include any terrestrial birds or waterfowl, as I included those in my habitat wishlist video, so if you'd like to see which birds I decided to include there, the link to that video is down in the description. We will focus on birds that are mainly kept in aviaries at zoos in here. So without further ado, let's begin and let's bring back Caesar's list. Let's begin the wish list with the group that I am sure all of us would love to see in the game. Parrots! Those colorful, loud and highly intelligent birds are one of the most popular order of birds that you can see in zoos around the world. They are found mostly in tropical and subtropical regions, and there are around 410 species of different parrots on our planet. I just had to start this list with probably the most known parrots, the macaws. When you think of the parrot, the macaw is probably the first one that comes to your mind. The scarlet macaw is a large yellow, red and blue parrot native to humid evergreen forest of South and Central Americas. Here we have the blue and yellow macaw, the parrot that is very popular in zoos and as a pet because of its striking coloration, ability to talk and close bonding to humans. The hyacinth macaw is my favorite species of macaw because of its stunning blue color, and it is also the largest macaw and the largest flying parrot species in the world. Next up, here we have the military macaw, a medium-sized macaw that gets its name from its predominantly green plumage resembling the military parade uniform. It is native to forests of Mexico and South America. The Spix macaw is also known as a little blue macaw, and it is a macaw species that was endemic to Brazil. You might recognize it as the main character from the animated movie Rio. Unfortunately, it was officially declared extinct in the wild in 2019, but several zoos and different institutions are participating in the international breeding program that hopefully will help to save this beautiful bird from total extinction. The next family of parrots that we'll cover in this wish list are the cockatoos. First up, here is the sulfur-crested cockatoo, a relatively large cockatoo found in wooded habitats in Australia, New Guinea and some of the islands of Indonesia. The white cockatoo is also known as the umbrella cockatoo. When surprised, it extends a large and striking head crest which has a semicircular shape which is similar to an umbrella, and that's how it's got its name. My favorite species of the cockatoo, the palm cockatoo, is a stunning black parrot with a very large black beak and a prominent red cheek patches. The red-tailed black cockatoo is a large parrot native to Australia. Adult mates have a characteristic pair of bright red panels on their tails, and that gave this species its name. This next cockatoo is a gala, less known as the pink and grey cockatoo or rose-breasted cockatoo. I also included here the cockatiel parrot. That is a smaller parrot which is very popular as pet, and it is still considered as a member of the cockatoo family. Those were the two really recognizable and popular families in the parrot world, but there are so many other interesting species. Those are some of the other parrots that made their way into my list. The orange-winged Amazon is a large parrot that comes from Amazon rainforest, just as its name says. It lives in tropical forests of South America. I just had to include the African grey parrot, a popular pet that is known for its ability to mimic human speech. They are also considered to be one of the most intelligent species of parrots. Talking about the highly intelligent parrots, here we have the Kea, a bird that is native to New Zealand and is known for its curiosity. The sun conure is a medium-sized, vibrantly colored endangered parrot from South America. The beautiful rainbow lorikeet is a very popular zoo animal coming from Australia. You can often see them in the walkthrough exhibits in zoos. Another popular parrot often kept at home is a fisher's lovebird. Those parrots mate for life, and the term lovebird arose from the strong bonds that mates make with one another. This is the Dracula parrot, and I am sure you all see why it was called like this. It is a slightly terrifying bird, but I still think it is totally beautiful. Guess not all the parrots are cheerful and colorful, right? The rose-ringed parakeet originally comes from Africa and India, but it is so successfully adapting to different habitats that there are so many established feral populations all over the world. They can be found in Japan, Florida, California, Australia, Europe, in countries like Spain, France, Germany, Netherlands and UK. There is even an established population living in London. Last but not least, here we have the budgerigar. How could I not include the popular budgies here? They are the most known parrots to be kept at home and also a very popular zoo animal. By the way, have you seen the budgie walkthrough exhibit in the Bronx Zoo? It is so wonderful. Moving on to the next group, but staying in tropical regions, let's talk about the toucans. They are brightly marked birds and have large, often colorful bills. The Toco toucan is the largest and probably the best known species in the toucan family. It is found in semi-open habitats throughout the large part of Central and Eastern South America. It is a common attraction in zoos, and I am sure that a lot of you have it high on your wish lists. This is the black-necked aracari. It is a medium-sized bird native to Brazil, Guyana, Suriname and Venezuela. It has colorful feathers on its belly and a large beak compared to its body size. The emerald toucanet is a beautiful green bird native to Mexico and Nicaragua, and I believe it could be a very interesting addition to Planet Zoo. Another group of the large-billed birds that we'll cover in today's video are the hornbills. Although those birds resemble the toucans, they belong to the totally different family. First up, here we have the Great Indian Hornbill. It is the heaviest of the Asian hornbills. Like most of the hornbills, the females build nests in the hollows of large tree trunks and seal the opening. They remained imprisoned there, relying on the males to bring them food until the chicks are half developed. The Wonderdeckelens hornbill is a small hornbill found in East Africa. It was named after the German explorer Baron Karl Klaus von der Decken. To be honest, I could include the southern ground hornbill in the habitat animals wishlist because it spends most time on the ground where it hunts for its prey. It is the largest species of hornbill in the world. The black hornbill comes from Indonesia, Malaysia, Thailand and Singapore. The striking contrast between the jet black feathers and the pale yellow beak is something that makes this bird look incredible. The rhinoceros hornbill is my favorite on this list because of its beautiful beak and the horn that gave it its name. It is a large bird found in Southeast Asia. The next group that we'll cover in this video are the birds of prey. Those are the birds that actively hunt and feed on the animals like mammals, reptiles and other smaller birds. They all have strong feet with sharp talons and powerful curved beaks. Let's firstly focus on the birds from the eagle family that I would love to see in Planet Zoo. I am sure that all of you know this guy. This is the bald eagle. It is the national bird of United States of America and appears on its seal. Its range includes most of Canada and Alaska and all of United States beside the Hawaii and the northern Mexico. The harpy eagle has a distinctive crest on its head and is one of the largest birds native to South America. This bird of prey living in most of the northern hemisphere is the golden eagle. This species is one of the most highly regarded birds used in falconry. The steppe eagle might look a little similar to the golden eagle, but is a totally unique species that lives in Africa and Asia. They are the only eagle to nest primarily on ground, as they often live in treeless areas of the steppe habitats. This next bird is the largest of all the eagles in the world in terms of length and wing surface area. It is the critically endangered Philippine eagle. It is also known as the Philippine monkey-eating eagle because monkeys are part of its diet. The stellar sea eagle, also known as a Pacific sea eagle, has dark brown plumage with white wings and tail, a yellow beak and yellow talons. It is the heaviest eagle in the world and it is endemic to Northeast Asia. This beautiful African bird of prey is the bateleur. It also belongs to the eagle family and is one of the most colorful eagles out there. It lives on savannas and dry woodlands of Africa. The next family that I would love to see one day in Planet Zoo are the vultures. They get a bad rep for their scavenging nature and feeding on carrion, but they are super interesting birds and are common in zoos. First up, here we have the amazing king vulture. It belongs to the New World vultures and is the most colorful of all the vultures. It is native to Central and South America. The turkey vulture is another member of the New World vultures family. It received its name because of the resemblance of the adult bald red head and its dark plumage to the male wild turkey. Talking about the New World vultures, here we have the black vulture, a jet black bird with grayish neck and head, native to northeastern United States and Central and South America. Let's fly over to other part of the world now and focus on the Old World vultures. Those are the vultures that live in Europe, Africa and Asia. The Egyptian vulture is a small white vulture native to Iberian Peninsula, North Africa and India. They are known for using various tools such as pebbles and twigs to, for example, break eggs and build nests. The use of tools is quite rare in birds, so this just shows how intelligent the vultures really are. The Ruppel's griffon vulture is one of the most known species and is also one of the largest vultures. It has a long bald snake-like neck and hat. It is also considered the highest flying bird with the confirmed evidence of a flight at the altitude of 11,300 meters above sea level. Unlike most vultures, the bearded vulture does not have a bald hat. It is a widespread bird that lives on 3 continents in Europe, Africa and Asia. Let's go back to the so-called Old World for a second because we have some condors incoming. Although they have a different name, the condors also belong to the vulture family and we have 2 really important species here. The California condor became extinct in the wild in the 1980s, but has since been reintroduced to northern Arizona, southern Utah, including the Grand Canyon and the Zion National Park, and also the coastal mountains of California and northern Mexico. The San Diego Zoo greatly contributed to saving this species, and I actually saw them there during my visit, and I think I saw one flying over the Grand Canyon when I was traveling through United States. The other condor is the Andean condor, which is the largest bird of prey in the world, with a maximum wingspan of 3.3 meters. It is one of the world's longest living birds with the lifespan of over 70 years in some cases. It is native to South America, mainly to Andean regions. The next family within the birds of prey group that we'll cover are the owls. I just love owls. I think that they have something oddly adorable about them and I would love to have at least some of the species in Planet Zoo. This list wouldn't be complete without the snowy owl, which is one of the largest species of owl and is the only owl with mainly wild plumage. Most owls sleep during the day and hunt at night, but the snowy owl is often active during the day, especially in the summertime. The Eurasian eagle owl is a bird with the distinctive ear tufts. In addition to being one of the largest living species of owl, the Eurasian eagle owl is also one of the most widely distributed, being native to most of the temperate and the mountainous regions of Europe and Asia. This is the great grey owl, which is the world's largest species of owl by length. It is distributed across the northern hemisphere. In some areas it is called the phantom of the north. Adults have large rounded heads with great faces and yellow eyes with darker circles around them. The great horned owl is a large owl native to Americas. It is an extremely adaptable bird with a vast range and is the most widely distributed true owl in the Americas. It is another owl with beautiful distinctive tufts on its head. Another European species on my list is the tawny owl, which is a medium-sized, highly territorial owl known for nesting in the tree holes. The barn owl is the most widely distributed species of owl in the world and one of the most widespread of all the species of birds, being found almost everywhere except for the polar and desert regions. It is paler in coloration than most of the owls and it does not hoot like other species, but it uses most of the screeching sounds. Although I included the burrowing owl in my habitat species wishlist, I know that if I didn't include it here, you guys would flood the comment section. The burrowing owl is a small, mostly terrestrial species that lives in the burrows made by the prairie dogs. Last but not least, in the birds of prey group, I included two birds that belong to the falcon family. The peregrine falcon is widespread over almost the entire globe. It is a large crow-sized falcon and it is known for its speed. It can reach over 320 kilometers per hour during its characteristic high-speed dive, making it the fastest member of the animal kingdom. I have seen this gorgeous bird in several zoos. It is the crested caracara. It is found throughout Central and South America and has a characteristic cap on its head made out of the darker feathers. Whew, it was a lot of different birds of prey, but I just loved them and I couldn't help myself. But let's finally move over to the next group on my list, the Kingfishers. Those are small to medium-sized, brightly colored birds, and there are two species that I just had to include here. The common kingfisher is a small kingfisher with a wide distribution across Eurasia and North Africa. It has blue upper parts, orange underparts, and a long bill. It feeds mainly on fish caught by diving and has special visual adaptations to enable it to see prey underwater. I know that a lot of you have been waiting for this one, and it is of course the laughing kookaburra, species of the Australian kingfisher that is known for its laugh sound, which it uses to establish territory among family groups. Moving on to the next group. Doves and pigeons are fairly common in zoos, especially the more tropical species of those birds, so let's bring that to Planet Zoo as well. The Victoria crowned pigeon is considered to be the largest species of pigeon on Earth. It is a bluish-gray pigeon with an elegant blue lace-like crest. It is a ground-dwelling bird native to New Guinea. This amazing next bird is the Nicobar pigeon. It is found on small islands and the coastal regions from the Andaman and Nicobar Islands in India and in the Indonesian archipelago, and it is the closest living relative to the extinct dodo. The crested pigeon is a bird found widely throughout mainland Australia. It has a feathered but slender black spike on the top of its head that stays erected most of the time. This green beauty is a common emerald dove. It is native to tropical and subtropical parts of the Indian subcontinent and the Southeast Asia. The diamond dove is commonly kept as a pet and is another Australian species that we are covering here. They are smaller than most of the pigeons and have white spots and black edges on their wings, red eyes and orange eye rings. There's one particular seabird that I would love to see in the game, and because of it I decided to include some seabirds in this video. I am talking here about the Atlantic puffin, which is a sharply dressed black and white seabird with a huge multicolored bill. The Atlantic puffin is often called the clown of the sea. It breeds in burrows on islands of the North Atlantic and winters at the sea. Another seabird that I decided to include here is the northern gannet, the largest species of gannet family and the largest seabird in the northern Atlantic. It is native to coast of the Atlantic Ocean, breeding in the western Europe and the northeastern North America. I have seen this bird recently in Tierpark Berlin and fell in love with it because of its striking ombre-like coloration. I am talking here about the grey gull, a medium-sized gull native to South America. Moving on to the next group, the starlings, that are small to medium-sized passerine birds. Many Asian species of starlings, particularly the larger ones, are called mynas, and those are the birds that I included on my wish list. The white Bali myna is critically endangered starling native to Bali Island. In 2020 there were only around 50 of those birds left in the wild. Many zoos around the world are involved in breeding programs of this species, helping to save it from extinction. Another Asian starling, the common hill myna, is native to Southeast Asia. In captivity they are among the most talented mimics, the only bird perhaps on par with the grey parrot. They can learn to reproduce many everyday sounds, particularly the human voice, or even whistled tunes with astonishing accuracy and clarity. This next group would be just perfect for the walkthrough exhibits. The hummingbirds are often kept in the indoor habitats that the guests can visit and admire those tiny birds. The first hummingbird that I decided to include here is the ruby-throated hummingbird. With a distinctive red patch below its beak, it is native to North and Central America. The Anas hummingbird is native to western coast of the North America. The adult male of the species has an iridescent crimson red, magenta to reddish pink feathers below its beak and on its head. Adult male Costas hummingbirds has an iridescent purple crown, a green back and green vest. Costas hummingbirds occur in desert scrubs of the Sonoran Desert and Mojave Desert and in coastal California. The stunning white-necked Jacobin is a medium-sized hummingbird native to Central and Northern South America. The male has dark blue head and chest and white belly and tail. It is also named a collared hummingbird. Another group of smaller birds that could work for the walkthrough exhibits are the finches. All of the species I will mention here could actually be housed together, so this could work similar to the butterfly enclosure that we already have in the game. Here we have the gorgeous Guardian finch. Both the male and the female of this species are brightly colored with black, green, yellow and red markings. This beautiful finch is native to Australia. The long-tailed finch is a small Australian brownish bird with grey head, black throat, very long tail and a red bill. The Java sparrow or the Java rice bird is a small finch that lives in Java, Bali and Indonesia. It is a popular cage bird which feeds on grains, and it was formerly a pest in the rice fields, hence its scientific name. The Australian zebra finch is a seed eater that travels in large flocks. It is the most common finch of Central Australia and it ranges over the most of the Australian continent. Next up on my list are the corvids, one of the most widespread families in the bird kingdom and a heavily intelligent common zoo animals. First up, here we have the common raven. I just love its beautiful jet black feathers. Ravens are highly intelligent animals. They have been known to use tools to obtain food and aid in defending their territories. It is the most widely distributed of all corvids, found across the almost entire northern hemisphere. The Hawaiian crow is currently extinct in the wild, though reintroduction programs are underway. Today, Hawaiian crow is considered to be the most endangered of its family. You can see those amazing birds in the San Diego Safari Park. Finally, the black-billed magpie, also known as the American magpie, is a bird in the corvid family found in the western half of the North America. It is black and white with black areas on the wings and tail, showing iridescent hints of blue and blue-green. Let's go back to those more tropical regions and talk about the Turacos. Turacos live in Africa and often have prominent crests and long tails. They are noted for peculiar and unique pigments, giving their bright colors. The violet Turaco is native to Western Africa. It is a spectacular purple Turaco with a beautiful facial pattern. The red-crested Turaco eats mainly fruit, and its call sounds somewhat like a jungle monkey. It is native to Western Angola and is also a national bird of this country. My last group are the birds that didn't fit into previous categories, and I couldn't end this video without mentioning them, so here we go. This is another bird that I could easily include in my habitat wishlist, the red-legged sarima. It is a large, mostly terrestrial bird from South America. Its behavior and diet is really similar to the secretary bird that comes from Africa. Another large bird from South America that I would love to see in the game is the southern screamer. It is an odd-looking grey goose-like species with long red necks. It occurs in wetlands and may gather in big flocks. It has a very loud and far-carrying call, usually delivered in duet. A bird born to run. The greater roadrunner can outrace a human, kill a rattlesnake, and thrive in the harsh landscapes of the desert southwest of North America. With their nocturnal habit and the owl-like appearance, the tawny frogmouths are often confused with owls. It has a large wide beak, hence its name, and they are native to almost all of Australia. The Eurasian hoopoe is a migratory bird from Europe and Asia that travels long distances to spend winter in warmer climates. It is a cinnamon-colored bird with a black and white wings and tall crest. It is called after a characteristic sound that it makes. The hammerkop is a brown ibis-like bird with a bushy-crested hammer-shaped hat, often found near wetlands and rivers in Africa. This is the wattled jacana, a wader found throughout much of South America. Wader jacanas have extremely long toes and claws which help them walk through aquatic vegetation. They can even stand on the floating lily pads because their long feet help to distribute their body weight. Another bird that lives near water is the black-necked stilt. That is a black and white shorebird of American wetlands and coastlines. It is found in USA, Mexico, in Central America, Brazil, Peru, and on the Galapagos Islands. It's time to go back to tropical forests because here we have the greater bird of paradise. It is native to Indonesia, and male of this species has a black breast and a white and yellow plumes which he rises above its back during its display. The quetzal is native to tropical rainforest of Central America. It is considered to be one of the most beautiful birds in the world. They are most known for the tail feathers of the males and were considered sacred by Aztecs and Incas. The beautiful Andean cock of the rock, native to Andean cloud forest in South America, is a national bird of Peru. The male has a large disc-like crest and a scarlet plumage. The vivid contrast between the midnight black and electric blue colors on this bird is something that makes me admire it so much. This is of course the fairy bluebird that lives in southern Asia and Philippines. The bearded barbet is a stunning African bird. It gets its name from the bristles which fringe their heavy bills and kind of look like a beard. This bird resembles the hummingbird but belongs to a totally different family. This is the splendid sunbird. It is native to Africa. Males of this species have dark, iridescent, multicolored hoods, and it is one of the largest species of sunbird. The European bee-eater is a colorful, long-billed bird with a bright yellow throat. They catch insects in flight and can eat around 250 bees a day. They are native to Europe and parts of Africa. Weavers are known for building intricate nests using sticks, grasses, and other parts of vegetation. And the village weaver is a beautiful small yellow bird native to Africa, another perfect contender for the walkthrough exhibit. The sunbittern is an elegant bird native to tropical habitats in Guatemala and northern Brazil. When frightened, they unfold their tail and wings to reveal round patches of orange color that sort of look like eyes to scare off the predator. The last bird on my list is a very interesting individual, the Toucan. This dinosaur-looking bird builds nests in the branches that overhang bodies of water. Toucan chicks have 2 claws on each wing for the first 3 months of their life. If the nest is approached by the predator, the chicks will drop from the nest into the water below. And they are capable of swimming, so they paddle to safety and high along the bank until the predator moves on. Then they use their little claws to climb back the tree and into the nest. The Toucan has no close relatives as all of those are extinct. Genetic research has indicated that this species is the only living representative of their lineage and is related to prehistoric birds. This is all when it comes to my list of all the flying birds that I would love to see in Planet Zoo. We covered exactly 95 species of my favorite birds. A lot, I know. But we have no flying birds in the game right now, and there are literally thousands that I could choose from, so I think I did a pretty good job choosing only 95. If flying birds would ever be added to Planet Zoo and even several from this list would make it into the game, I would be extremely happy. Let me know down in the comments if my list included some of your favorites, or maybe you have some other birds on your list that were not included here. Let me know if you enjoyed this video, because I can certainly do more of those in the future. If you enjoyed this video and would like to see more of those in the future, please consider to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. If you liked it, please give it a big thumbs up down below, ring the bell if you would like to be notified every time I upload a video like this, and if you would like to support the channel a little bit extra, you can do it with the join button down below. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye guys!